this thing on? Hi guys. I am waiting for my beautiful friend Noelle to jump on, and we are going to be talking about our stories. There she is. Let me see if I can grab her. Uh-oh. Bring them on camera. There we go. Okay. Hopefully she is going to be on here soon. She's here. Bear with me, guys. We are trying to do a double. Thank you. I cannot get her on here. I wonder what's happening. There we go. So my friend and I have lived an alcohol and substance-free life for a while now, and it's an awesome life to live, and we realized that we should be talking about it and sharing our stories around it. So we wanted to jump on here and share with you guys. Unfortunately, it's just me right now. It says adding. So I'm hoping that this is working. No, she is not on. No answer. Okay. Well, there we go. Connecting. Oh my
Woohoo!
God.
You guys have no idea how long we've been trying to do this.
Oh, wait, I cannot hear you. Noelle, take over. I cannot hear you, so give me 1 second, okay?
Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you guys can hear me. If you guys can hear me, maybe say, hey. So thanks you guys for joining. Let's see. Who do we have today with us? Caroline, can you hear me? Shane. All right, you guys. We wanted to talk about thumbs up so you guys can hear me. All right. Awesome. Oh, thanks you guys so much for joining us. It sounds like people can hear me, and Regina, I can hear you. And
Yeah,
Regina,
we're
can you
good
hear me?
now. Yep.
Awesome. So I'm going to take
That
these
was
off
an
because
awesome. That was awesome.
awesome. Okay. Everyone can still hear me. All right. Woohoo. So, did I interrupt you? Or were you in the middle of doing a little
I was
thing?
just waiting for you. Just waiting
Okay.
for you.
So we wanted to share with you guys just what it means to be substance alcohol free. Because I feel like a lot of people are intrigued with that lifestyle, but we don't know how to go about doing that. And it's been a really interesting journey, I would have to say, for myself. So I guess I'll just go ahead and share what kind of came through for me several years ago. I had this life that I felt like looked really great from the outside. I think like most of us do, right? And I just started, when I was young, drinking, and it's so social, right? It's just like our social conditioning. That's what we do when we're in high school or older. And um, then I think you get past college and you're like, okay, well, cool. Like, what's life like now, And um, you kind of slow down, or you maybe don't. But for me, I kind of just took on this whole kind of social drinking thing where it's like, yeah, that's what you do. You go out and you have whatever your drinks, or, whatever's there. And so it just became this point where it was like, I don't know, like every day. And it was kind of just helped me calm down or relax. Um, and also, for so many years, you guys, I was smoking weed every day, like pretty much every day. And this is something that I think a lot of people don't even know about me, because I don't know, I didn't feel the need to share it. But it's been so many years now, and I feel like it's just time to kind of share that stuff, because it's been so long since I've even been to that place. Um, so what it looked like was, I think I was unhappy with certain things in my life. So I would reach for that glass of wine, or reach for um, that joint, or whatever it was. It was like readily available around me. So it was so easy to say yes. And I found myself just not like feeling any emotions. Like literally, it just was like, oh, I feel so much better now. I have no problems. This is awesome. Life is so good. And it was just this fake reality. And I think a lot of you can probably relate with this to this, because that's just what we do. We see our family do it. We see our, parents or whoever, our whole friend circle. Um, so it wasn't until I went through a divorce and I thought, wow, if I'm going to go through something that is the hardest thing I've been through that to that point in my life, I just want to feel it all. Like I want to get through this faster than years that it's going to take me to heal. So what I need to do is really like honor myself and my body and just be completely free of all of that. I don't want to have to know that I need to go get a drink to feel normal or get high to check out to just feel so much better. It's like, to me, that was not like real existence. Um, so, you guys, I just kind of made this decision and it was something that came over me. I was just so moved to put it down and get over it and just move past it. And I thought, this is crazy. I cannot believe I'm being asked to like set the alcohol down and set the, you know, weed down and just get past it. And I committed to it. I wasn't sure what it was going to look like or feel like, but I can say that I did it overnight. I know Regina can relate to this, but I know a lot of you guys don't have this, experience, and it's all different for all of us. I think that's the fascinating thing. It's like when we're called to do something, we all do it on our own time and a different journey. But what I have felt now of 7 years of not having those substances in my body is that life is like so amazing. When you're naturally high, it's like this amazing gift that it's like, oh my gosh, do people know about this? Because this is freaking awesome to wake up every morning and feel healthy and not feel hungover or not have that brain fog, and just to know that your body's working at the best state that it can be at, and really honoring that this is one life that I have, one body, and I can be a better mom to my daughter and to my friendships and to everyone in my life. It has just been a fantastic, just a transformation. And, um, it's for me, it wasn't something that I really struggled with a lot once I made that decision. But like, then again, I guess that was just my journey with it. Take just a moment here. So, like I said, it has been just about 7 years now that I haven't used anything. And I really I guess I invite you to explore what that looks like for you if you're called to do that or ever have those feelings of wanting to see what it's like on the other side. Because, um, I think it is important to have your group of people similar to what you're doing. That's absolutely something that I think is really important. And I did have to break away from all those old friendships and that whole circle. I mean, I did. Maybe some other people don't have to, but it wasn't serving me to be in that social circle. So now, my best girlfriends were sober, and I feel so blessed. Regina's one of them. And I have a couple other ones that are just so dear to me, and we can share in this sober life together. And I think it's so important to have that support. But there's people out there that are like us. So um, don't don't limit yourself to think like, what is the possibility of me finding my tribe of people who are just like me? Um,
Yeah.
so I think that's just kind of the core of my background. And I think I'll let Regina kind of share maybe what her journey has been you know,
Yeah.
with alcohol and substances. And I know you relate a lot to the transformation part.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. That was awesome. It's so good to just hear the background of people and just to hear what we've all been through, because it's always something, you know. It's so good to know that none of us are perfect and that we have all been somewhere. Yeah, Kimberly, community support is huge. That's so true. And that's why it is so great to have friends that are on the same path. And this video is not to say at all that we think that people shouldn't drink or shouldn't use substances if that's their path right now at all. This is not the point. This is simply just to share, right, what we've been through, what's worked for us. And honestly, for me, it was kind of like a natural progression. And I think, Noelle, for you too, is a natural progression. Like you say, you were asked to, and I guess you meant like spiritually guided to. You meant like, right, when you were
Right.
being asked to, you realize like, okay, this keeps coming up. This is like this is my direction. Yeah.
Right.
um yeah. And so it was like that for me as well. Well, with mine, I had, as you guys all know, I had that addiction that I struggled with for a long time, and then I sort of had this really amazing spiritual awakening where everything kind of just left me. And I never really felt like I had too many issues with alcohol necessarily. And so at that moment, the addictions were gone as far as like the pills and the Adderall and all the other things that I was doing, many other things. Um, and then I still would enjoy wine sometimes. And it was not quite the same for me as it was for Noelle, because I still felt this need to be in the socialization of everybody, and being, you know, being the only one that doesn't really want to drink it can feel weird. And so I would still do it. I would still have wine because I don't know if it was pressure on myself. It wasn't pressure from others, but you know, when you're kind of like sticking out like the sore thumb and everybody's drinking and having fun and you want so much to be engaged with the fun, and they must, you know, do that because they're drinking. I mean, we look at Corona commercials and we immediately think we're going to be like
They're having
transported
fun.
to a tropical island, right? Once
Island.
we pop the lid and and cheers each other. So I still had this idea in my head that I wanted that. But the more and more I did it, I would have the wine, and it just was not reacting with my body. I knew it. I knew that something was happening, and I would be so hungover just from a glass of wine, and I knew that again my body was sort of reacting differently. And I think what happens is after I had that sort of spiritual awakening and kind of had my little transformation, little my little transformation, I think you naturally start to get healthier and healthier. You naturally start, and this is what happened for you, Noelle, too, right? Is like
Right.
you start looking at what you're putting in your body. You start realizing that you want to feel good, and that comes from being aware of what you're doing with yourself and your life and what you're eating. And so the healthier I became, the more the wine affected me, and the harder it got to be in social settings because I kept having this idea that I needed to drink wine to fit in. And eventually I realized, okay, I have to stop. And there was a moment where I said, okay, this is not working for me. And and once I stopped and kind of committed to myself, I guess, and realized that was my path, everything else was fine. Like every time I went out after that, it was no problem. I was the girl with sparkling water with delicious LaCroix. Thank God
Yeah.
for LaCroix. And
Cheers.
um and it felt so good. It felt great. I didn't have to, I mean, I still had so much fun. I was obviously attaching what I thought fun was to alcohol or to these substances, and once I became clear that that is not how it works and that I can feel even so much better and so much more energized and so much healthier without it, oh, it was on. And then it's kind of like everything else showed up differently. So the people that I was with, the people that I was surrounded by, it wasn't really any big deal anymore. You know, initially they were like, "Oh, you're not going to drink," and I had to say, "Well, I don't know. I mean, it just doesn't respond with my bed. I just can't." And I just would like dance around, and it was ridiculous. And then I would be like, "Well, maybe I should drink. I don't know. I'm okay, fine. Yeah, I'll have like a little sip." I mean, it was funny. So that went on for a while. And I do admit that that did go on for a while, and I had to wait until I actually felt comfortable with myself and what my body and what I was being guided to do was what I really wanted to listen to. And like Noelle said, I mean, just it feels so good. The energy is there. I never ever feel like FOMO because I'm not out at a bar or doing something. And even if I do go out to bar, it's totally fine. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, and it feels great. It feels great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the cool part. It's like once you make that commitment to just give that up, and then you can like hold that space around other people. It's like, oh, now I get it. Like, this is so awesome.
Yeah, you own it. You own it.
Yeah,
And then people are
totally.
like, and then all of a sudden people are like,
It's the
and then it's what you said. They're like, well, what do you mean you don't drink? Or what do you mean you don't smoke weed or drink or anything? How do
how
you
do you
do
have
that?
fun? I'm
Yeah.
like, how
How
do
do
you
you
have
have
fun?
fun?
I'm
That's
like,
my
I don't
favorite.
know, like be in nature, like hang out, do all the things you used to do, just minus those substances. Um, and I think I have found too that I was telling Regina last week that it's like it doesn't bother me at all to be around people that are drinking or
Yeah.
using things. I just think it makes them uncomfortable. So that's what I see now is that those people are uncomfortable, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have any judgment around it at
Yeah.
all. Like, this is my journey, this is your journey. It's like we all have different careers, right? It's like we're not going to judge someone for the job that they take or how they show up in the world. It's like, that's, you're responsible for you, I'm responsible for me. And that's the really like free part, I think, that it's like, it's cool, we get to just all be ourselves, right? And
Yeah.
we're just all inspiring each other, and I just think it's been this, it's just been super cool. It's been really awesome, and I think I've been wanting to share with people for a long time, and then I just forget because it's like, this is just my life. It's just,
Yeah.
oh, I kind of almost forget that I used to be that way, and it's so crazy. And I'm like, oh, I need to talk about this more with people because no one really knows. We all just think if we meet someone today, we just all know of who they are today, but it's like we all have a past, you know? And I think it brings awareness to lots of different things when we can share really authentically with people. That's what people want. That's
Yeah.
what people want today. You guys
Yeah.
all want that,
Yes,
whether we say
John,
we do or
behave to
not,
be ourselves.
right? It's
Yeah.
so cool.
And another thing that I think is so cool is so interesting to me about the pills that I used to take or the alcohol that I used to drink. I was just kind of chasing this high, right? I wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel calm. I wanted to feel at peace. I wanted to feel, yeah, I didn't want to have to worry about anything. And it's so crazy because this path that I've been on, this personal and spiritual development path that I've been on, I feel higher I feel higher more now than I ever got before chasing those substances. I mean, this is like
Yeah,
really figuring out who you truly are and who and why you're here. And we don't have to go this direction, but it's just like, it's just discovering more of who you really are. And when you live into that more and more, you feel so high. The high is like, it's natural. Oh my gosh, I'm high on life. Oh my gosh, I'm that person right now.
I know,
Oh
right?
my
It
God.
is true though. It's
I'm
so true.
sorry, you guys. That's
It
so
is. It's
cheesy,
like
but it is true.
contagious.
It
I
is
think it's contagious because when I'm around people and I'm
totally.
like, oh my God, it's so amazing to be like high on life. And they're like,
Yeah.
wow, I can really like see it coming from you right now. And it's like, well, it's just true. And so you want to just share it, not like overly sharing it, but,
Right.
I think for me, help a lot of people with their whole bodies. Like, I'm an esthetician, a lot of you know this, and so I don't just treat the skin. It's always about like, okay, it's always been about like, what are you eating, what do you put on your skin, what do you put in your body, and then I can help you really move forward effectively with your skin. Otherwise, I'm just doing you a disservice. Like, I can come in and give someone a facial, but I mean, we really need to see what's going on the outside, in the inside, what comes out on the outside. So it's just natural for me to talk to people about, how much water they're drinking, how much caffeine. You might not want to drink so much alcohol if you want your skin to not be dehydrated, like things like that. So it all just goes hand in hand. And so I think that where I was going with that point was that, um, gosh, where was I going? I think I was
Right
going to
here.
the part where I was naturally high, and oh, that's what it was. So a lot of my clients, oh, what do you do to stay healthy? And I'm like, well, it's a whole thing, and I don't mind sharing with you, but it's been this evolution since I got sober. And then, like you were saying, Regina, it's like then you start looking at every aspect of your life. Like, okay, like what do I actually eat? Like, how am I taking care of myself? And it's just so cool. It's just been, there's nothing to compare it to except I guess I feel really super grateful that I had that, I heard that small quiet voice inside me say, like, give this up and just trust me, you know. And it was spirit or God or the universe. It's all the same to me. So um, I feel really grateful that I heard that, I guess, and acted on it, because I'm so much better for everyone in my life that I help lead and help with their health. And um, I think I want to be that for people if that's what I'm teaching them. It's only fair to lead that and be one of those leaders.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, that's it.
that's it.
So there you have it. There is what a substance and alcohol-free life looks like for us. Um, it's been really great being able to share and just, yeah, come clean with all of the stuff, all of the dark blessings from the past, right? So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I like the way you said that, because at the time it does seem kind of dark. Like, I definitely didn't want to share that with people when I'm
Yeah.
in the midst of it. And then
Yeah.
later it's like, oh man, it's like I just have to share this with people because it's so good.
Yeah.
It's such good parts of my past that maybe help someone else see, you know, see something or not.
Yeah.
It's just being open.
We're all on our own path. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can just talk about, just start conversations like this. Just get people talking about, yeah,
Right.
what our paths have looked like and what they look like now. So awesome. Do you have anything else you want to share?
I don't really think so. No, thanks you guys
Cool.
for listening in and giving us the space to share authentically. It's really awesome. It feels really good.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
guess if you want to know anything else, that we're both here for that, for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. To message us or to be supported in any way. Yeah, definitely. Yes, absolutely. Therese. Yes. Thank you. It is our pleasure to share what's going
Yeah.
on for us. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and have an awesome day. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye, Noelle. I lost you. I have no idea if you're talking right now.
I'm
Okay,
here.
we're finishing.
Bye,
Okay,
you guys.
I lost you for a second. Bye, you guys.
Bye.